Hi!
Welcome back to another Dysfunctional Debunkers video.
I'm Jody. This is my daughter Amber.
I'm Jeremy. We're doing another reaction. We got three videos for you tonight. The first one we're going to do, it's a little over 10 minutes long. It's Idiots at Work number 2 by RealTube. Alright, first one. Idiots at Work number 2. Here we go.
And there's no volume.
Yeah, the volume's on.
Oh, my bad. Well, let's get some volume. Okay.
Oh.
No way. Oh my goodness.
Oh, come on.
How stupid can you be?
Oh no, they're not dead.
That's a special kind of stupid right there.
Wow.
Holy
That's
cow.
a little loud, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
There we go. Just one.
Okay, we're
Got some
making
dough.
dough. Gonna put some flour on it. Yeah.
You gotta flour the rolling pin, don't you?
Yeah. Well, sometimes. She got it all over her face.
Oh.
Yeah, hang on. Oh my gosh.
Hey, bro, you forgot me. Wait up.
Wow. That's a way to get a free ride.
Yes. Oh,
Oh.
no. Oh, man.
You have one job.
Somebody's gonna pay for that one. You're fired.
Yeah, to say the least. Oh, man. Oh, ow. Oh, no. It's gonna flip it.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna
There it goes.
flip it. There he goes. Oh,
Oh, man.
no. He's so lucky.
Good grief.
He's really lucky he didn't flip it.
Yep.
I thought for sure he's gonna go around. Well, I guess he's not done yet. There we go.
It's still in gear. Really? Oh no.
Oh, I've seen these before. They're gonna swing them into the water.
Into the water?
Whee! That'd be kind of fun,
That
actually.
would be fun.
As long as he didn't do a belly flop too bad.
Yeah. Oh no!
Oh,
that worked!
Guy over there's like, come on, man.
Oh, they're gonna be so mad.
Ah,
Really?
that's
A
idiotic.
ladder on a folding table.
Where's OSHA?
Oh, yeah, there it goes.
Oh,
ouch.
That felt great.
yeah. Oil, probably?
I'm sure. The garage, yeah. Oh,
Oh,
that's like
suck.
everybody's
Fun.
worst nightmare.
hanging-
It reminds
Hanging
me
lights.
of
Hanging
Christmas
lights.
Vacation.
Oh,
Yeah.
at least there were people there with them. That's lucky. God.
Remind me of that movie Christmas Vacation. When
Yeah.
he was stuck on the...
Oh, even the little kid came in running to help.
Oh boy.
Oh, right on the foot. Oh, man.
Oh,
no!
oh God.
Water?
Something?
Why not booze?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the hose. That's a really bad spot for your barbecue.
Yeah. Shouldn't be under the
Oh, this is gonna
Forty.
hurt.
Bad.
Gonna hit his hand.
You know he will.
Hopefully not his head.
I see it coming too. Oh, I guess not.
No?
Wow. Why are you using a saw like that?
Really? We're working construction and we don't know how to use
Are you serious right now?
saw.
Wow.
Okay.
Whoa.
That guy on the right got real lucky.
Yeah.
Even wachten. Ja, de app.
Ah!
Hoe stil wil? Zeg maar op internet.
Know your limits when standing on a ladder, people.
Oh,
Having the monkey do the work, huh?
right. You made the mess. You clean it up.
Yeah.
That's nice.
This is just trying to help out.
Is that a cigar in his mouth?
No.
He's got something in his mouth.
He does.
I was gonna clean the windows now with the same broom. Oh, really? This gas tank? Sealing up his gas tank?
Sure. Why is he putting...
Cement on the
Is that-
car.
Is that cement or grout?
Yeah, he's gonna make it look real pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, seriously? Wow.
Wow. That's not water.
Gasoline to clean the floor.
That's not water.
Really? Oh, what an idiot.
Maybe he thinks it's
What
water.
the hell?
Well, somebody who drives a car over that, if the car's hot enough, it'll just ignite it.
Yep, it sure will. Oh my goodness.
Look at all that
People are so
wasted
dumb.
gas.
You can't smell that gasoline.
This is how we
May-
clean?
Maybe he's trying to use it as a degreaser, maybe? I don't know. That's a cool looking garbage truck.
Yeah.
It doesn't do very well.
Plus, it's meant for picking up cans and dumping them. That was not a can.
Is that a guy under it?
I can't hardly see it. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Yeah, it's so hard to see.
It's really low.
Whoa.
Very
He almost
blurry.
just lost his life.
So lucky to be out of there when he was. No, don't do that. Right in the hole. Clearly somebody that doesn't work there.
That's a loud one.
Come down.
Yep, there goes the
Смотри,
green.
ёпта, падает, смотри! Ебать!
Forklift. Attached to a crane.
Everybody outside working. Nice day for that.
Oh, look at the car. They were painting.
Oh,
Painting
They just
lines.
painted the line right
oh
over.
my God.
Well, I guess the guy has a permanent parking spot now.
You're in my way. You're getting painted.
He's gonna get his head stuck.
He's not wearing a mask.
No, he's not.
And that too.
Smart people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's cutting that stuff right underneath himself.
Oh my gosh.
People are so not smart.
You mean stupid?
Yes.
A duh.
Oh man.
Oh, you're in trouble now, mister.
Yeah, that's an expensive fix.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Is that granite?
Yeah, some sort of countertop material.
I'll bet it was pretty once upon a
Oh
time.
no.
Oh.
Or is it sheetrock? No, I guess it is
Yeah,
marble.
kinda look like-
Oh, this one's hard to see.
Oh, that
Oh.
van was lucky.
Very lucky.
Holy cow.
Okay.
All right, guys.
So that's the first
There's-
one. They
there's
don't
that
last
one.
very long, which
No.
is good for us. Okay.
That was okay.
All right, this
Yeah.
next one we got
Uh-oh.
is it's a little over
Dumbest
10.5
Robberies.
minutes long.
Dumbest robberies caught on camera.
By World Revealed. Let's see what this one has in
Let's see.
store.
Oh.
She's beautiful. Does she like other dogs?
No, not really.
From the bandit who steals a manual car he can't drive, to the thief in a tight dress who slips things into her panties, these are the thieves who have an incredible level of stupidity. In the category of stupid robberies, this one is one of the most aberrant and comical. We first see a couple outside entering the store, and then a slightly laggard friend joining them. Obviously, her hair is causing her problems, since she keeps straightening it. While the young man stands in the corner of the store, the two girls browse the shelves, and they have a definite plan, to buy cans of Mountain Dew soda for the price of the drinks in the soda fountain. One circumstance that justifies this great scam is that the machine doesn't serve the drink they wanted. At least that's what they thought. Maybe this theft was a challenge they discovered on social networks and wanted to take up. Maybe it's a simple entertainment for them. Nevertheless, it is a stupid theft, since it is totally useless, as you will see. The two girls grab the cans and head for the soda fountain, out of sight of the cashiers. Then, they discreetly pour the contents of the can into the cup, eliminating the evidence of their crime. To keep up appearances, one of them will pour a few moments later. The young brunette woman will steal a cookie, with the complicity of their friend who is still standing at the bottom. Their illicit shopping finished, they nonchalantly leave the store, all happy with their turn. Unfortunately for them, all the sequences of the flight were recorded, and the images are so clear that we can identify their faces perfectly. But what's really ridiculous is that the two young ladies went to all the trouble of getting their favorite drink served by the soda fountain. They could have just checked first, before making their move. Considering the ease with which the two young women carried out this theft, one can fear that they are not used to it. The Indian state of Haryana was the scene of a very surprising crime during the month of April this year. A gang of thieves deprived a whole district of vaccines. As the country faced an alarming shortage of COVID-19 vaccine and the health crisis took its toll, a group of bandits set out to loot an entire shipment of vaccines.
So they can sell
After
it
breaking
off
into the
market
Jinn
or on the
hospital,
market?
the thieves
Yeah.
ransacked everything in their path, breaking into locks and storage units. They were able to steal a total of 1,710
Aw.
vaccines, without touching the medicines or cash.
Aw,
The reason their
guys.
plan was so successful is that the hospital administration had not installed any security equipment. Worse, they didn't even have a security guard. But
Aw.
immediately after the theft, the local police registered a complaint against the perpetrators, who have not yet been identified. Were these thieves enemies of the public good, loners, or part of a network? It is likely that this theft was useless, since most vaccines degrade very quickly if they are not kept at an extremely low temperature. Even for specialists, storing
they're good for
vaccines is no
nothing.
easy task. But how could this gang of brutal thieves, who break everything in their path, have delicately placed these stolen vaccines at precise temperatures? Unfortunately, COVID-19 vaccines, like drugs and some medicines, are widely circulated on the dark web, and these greedy and selfish thieves do not hesitate in front of the lure of this game. Do you like
That
this
hospital
video?
should have
Then don't
security
forget to
guards
give
on
us a
Yeah.
like, to subscribe to the channel, and to activate the bell, so you won't miss any of our next publications. We continue.
Good
Oh,
try.
that's
In China's Qinghai district, there is a man, nicknamed Wang, who once had the misfortune to incur a large gambling debt. It was imperative that he pay this debt, but he was far from having the necessary sum. In this critical situation, some people sometimes think of dishonest ways to get money. Wong, for example, had a bright idea inspired by Western films. This
yeah.
idea is very
Take the
simple to
ATM
carry out.
machine.
It does not require
Good
violence,
luck.
hostage-taking, or unparalleled computer skills. Wong was sure that by pouring bottles of water into vending machines, he would be able to produce a short circuit that would make all the bills in the machine flow out.
No.
The surveillance videos show him pouring several bottles into 3 vending machines without the slightest hindrance, causing material damage estimated at over 22,000 euros. It is difficult to determine how much profit this madman could have made from all this damage. However, it is certain that everything became more complicated for him, since the police quickly identified and found him. And
Yeah,
the funny thing is that he dared to say that the culprit was his twin brother. We imagine that his debt must have been improved by a nice
There's
home,
always
and that all the
cameras on
problems
those
he had must have put him
ATMs.
off the game. In any case, we had a lot of fun with him. Here's a hell of a duo. 2 hooded thieves determined to break into a store in China. For more discretion, they had decided to commit the crime in the middle of the night. Their plan of action was not excessively worked. It was to break the front door of the store with bricks previously brought, and to help themselves at will once inside. We see them arrive. They look suspicious and examine the surroundings. But as soon as they are sure
It is
not
a
to be
bad
observed, they pass to the action. The first, closer to the door, throws the brick. Then he wants at once to change position, and does not see that his accomplice had projected the brick in his turn. This one struck him in full head. He falls stiffly at once, and loses
Knocked him
consciousness.
out.
His friend then tries to get him up, but his sidekick is perfectly inert. He is forced to
That
drag
one wasn't
If
well
the two
planned.
individuals have traveled a long distance
They
without
are
a vehicle,
great
they are not at the end of their
Wow.
pain.
They're really
In any case,
swift.
it's a nice ending, and a good
He just
illustration
fell
of
down
karma.
like a sack of
These
potatoes.
images
That's
from
funny.
different surveillance cameras are of poor quality, but we can very well follow the movements of this thief,
Yeah,
who likes to
that's
complicate
horrible.
his life. He
Picture.
had planned to break into a supermarket, not through the front door, but by climbing onto the
Oof,
roof.
yeah.
But his adventure will not be easy. He is first filmed
Gonna
outside
fall
the
through,
building,
isn't he?
trying
Well,
to
yeah,
climb
and
a
then how
wall
do you
from a
get out?
fairly
You're
accessible
stuck.
height.
Yeah.
However, he doesn't succeed at first, and we see him take a fall that must have hurt him a lot, but not enough to discourage him. A few moments later,
Oh,
he tries
broken
again,
leg.
and this
That
time with
wasn't
more
enough.
success.
No.
The thief then
Let's try
disappears from the
again.
camera's field and works on the roof to open an access and enter the
Oh.
establishment.
Yep, falls
He succeeds. We don't know how, but it is at the price of a terrible upheaval. Indeed, one sees various components of the roof suddenly collapsing, carrying in their fall the truck, which falls for the second time.
He's
There
doing-
goes again.
he's
That
doing
was
great.
wonderful.
Triumphant, because the hardest part is over. The thief only has to fill his card as he wishes, without
And
forgetting,
how's
of
he
course,
gonna
to
get
strip
out?
the box. He is the master of the place. But getting out of the store was perhaps harder than getting in. In the next few minutes, he will fail at everything he sets out to do. We first see him struggling to break the window, then trying to get out through the open roof, using a ladder that ends up slipping out from under his feet, causing him to fall a third time. Desperate, the thief, whom we almost feel sorry for, tries to break the surveillance camera that he has finally noticed, but he misses. Finally, by lassitude, he sits down on a barrel and smokes a cigarette while the police arrive on the scene. His adventure,
Wow.
in any case, was rich in twists and
He's like,
turns,
"I'm
and by
done."
telling it, he will have something to amuse his cellmates.
Wow.
That's hilarious. What an
The
idiot.
shortest
though.
robbery
God.
attempts are the best. In Thailand, Sufachai Panthong, a
Oh, here he
27-year-old
is.
man, entered a jewelry store. He had no intention of buying any charm. His not-so-inventive plan was simple, to run away from the store once he had the jewel in hand. We see him enter, a little uncomfortable, going back and forth, then asking to try on a gold necklace worth 600 euros. The jeweler hands it to him, and Sufachai tries it on, adjusts it, examines it, and rushes towards the closed door.
Notice he's not
Bam,
even worried.
closed. It would
No.
seem that his physiognomy did not inspire confidence in the clairvoyant salesman, who had surreptitiously locked the front door. The thief is thus trapped without knowing it, and all he will get is to wear the precious necklace for several seconds.
What
He
an
is
idiot.
ashamed, goes back and gives the necklace back to the seller, who doesn't seem surprised or even angry. A few moments later, the police proceeded to the arrest of the Thai, who deserves the prize for the most ridiculous attempted robbery. Two thieves in a black vehicle had decided to steal a car, not a parked car, by forcing the door out of sight, but a moving car by bullying and threatening the driver. The black vehicle with tinted windows is seen in the surveillance footage blocking the path of an oncoming white car, which
Oh.
had no choice but to
A
brake.
gun.
Immediately the armed robber jumps out of his vehicle, rushes towards the driver at the stop, and threatens him by summoning him to release his car. This one obeys without opposing resistance,
Wow.
and moves away the hands raised of the malefactor. The thief's method was all too successful, and the white vehicle is now his. But a circumstance, comical for us, and painful for him, will quickly make him disenchanted. The stolen car was manual, and the thief didn't know how to drive it at all. He didn't even know how to start the car, and from time to time, it looked like he wanted to ask his victim for driving lessons. In short, he couldn't handle the situation at all, and he also made a serious mistake, which was to cause his arrest. He stayed still for a long time at the crime scene, in front of a lot of witnesses, instead of running away. What happens next is inevitable. The police intervene with a speed that is to be commended, and the thief and his accomplice are arrested.
If you're gonna be a car thief, make sure you know how to drive all
The
kinds of
victim of the
cars.
theft gets his car back and the thieves are incarcerated. If the thieves had thought for a moment, they would have better targeted the vehicle to be stolen. In a store in Krasnodar, Russia, a young woman dressed in a short, tight dress shamefully made a spectacle of herself to the world. She first went to this establishment with a specific idea in mind: shoplifting. As there was only one customer, quite mobile but not very curious about the affairs of others, she was not much hindered in her maneuver. But her robbery technique is original, to say the least. Thus, in the pictures, we see her, in front of the refrigerator, stealthily seizing half a dozen articles that she immediately hides under her panties. She deftly manages to avoid arousing suspicion, but she doesn't get off scot-free. Certainly, she won her bet, and was not chased out of the store. And whatever food was stolen, she must have enjoyed the taste of the forbidden fruit. However, when she entered the store, she didn't have the intelligence to check if there were cameras or not. The consequence of this stupid imprudence is that the images of her pilfering, published by the security, made the turn of the world, and that she became the laughing stock of all the internet users.
Yeah,
In addition, the police came after her, and given the clarity of the surveillance camera footage, it's hard to imagine that the thief eluded them for long. Anyway, after the repercussion of this event, she will surely not risk to do it again. We are now at the end of the video. Tell us what you think in the comments.
Wow.
Among all these thieves, which one deserves the prize for stupidity?
The one that went in on the roof.
Oh yeah, definitely the roof.
Oh,
He
that's
failed
good.
3
Yeah,
times.
it was a good one.
Jeez. Oh my goodness. Some
It's like,
people.
okay, you can get in, but how the hell are you gonna get out, buddy? He didn't plan it very well, did he?
No, he didn't.
Okay,
No.
now let's see. What is the
You went too
third
far.
one?
Yeah, I did.
It was the one that you were, yeah. No, yeah, no, there you go.
It's things stupid people do.
See? By Be Amazed.
Be amazed.
Prepare.
Are we gonna be amazed?
Prepare.
Maybe.
Tis the question.
If you guys like the
isn't
video,
it?
please subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
Help us be able to put out more videos for you guys. Hit that like button and comment down below
That's
what you
right.
guys think of these stupid people.
we love doing this. It's just kind of a relaxing night, and
Mhm.
just kick back and see what we see and kind of make fun of these idiots.
by the way this one looks, it might be a little funny.
Yeah, I think so.
But like my son-in-law is saying, please subscribe. We need all
Yes.
the friends we can get out there, and thank you for watching us. We really appreciate you guys.
Also, go on to Facebook and look us up, Dysfunctional Debunkers.
Yeah.
And add us as a friend and follow us. And
Yeah.
Love to hear your comments.
Send us a
Yep.
message.
Yep,
Yep.
send us a message.
We have time. There's oh, don't hit my watch on. But we have time.
All right.
Here we
This
go.
one's a little over 12 minutes long. Things stupid people do. Here we go.
Let's hope it's good.
Nope. False alarm.
If you ever,
Commercial first.
in the immortal words of Forrest Gump,
Run,
stupid
Forrest.
is as stupid does. And if people's intelligence is defined by their actions, this video compilations and news stories would suggest there's an overabundance of stupid people in the world. But what makes a stupid person stupid? Well, to figure it out, let's explore some prime examples of the unbelievably stupid things humans do.
Is there a
and the
Tide
reasons
Pod down
why.
there? Wow.
The first defining trait of a lacking intellect is constantly making wrong choices,
Aw.
either through impatience, illogical thinking, or simply the inability to foresee disastrous outcomes. Stupid decisions ultimately tell us all we need to know about the person making them. Like this kid, for example, who had good intentions in trying to avoid crumbs and spillage when cooking a pizza. But the plastic chopping board he chose to use as a crumb tray,
Oh,
to his surprise,
no.
created more of
Oh,
a melting
man.
mess than his pizza ever could.
Oh.
Oven ruined? Check. Cutting tray out of action? Check. Pizza imbued with toxic plastic flavorings? Double check.
Oh, man.
But lack of foresight is
Yeah.
often
Could that
made
cause a
worse
house
by
fire?
a funny old
Yes.
thing called impatience.
Wow.
Being unable to wait, even when not waiting could lead to danger or embarrassment, is the mark of someone who can't rationally assess risk versus reward. Impatience usually comes from an overly selfish, me-first outlook, which is not just stupid, but very unpleasant. Toilet paper hoarders.
Oh,
These
yeah.
types of impatient dumbos range from supermarket line jumpers to this truck driver whose need for speed almost ends in total disaster. If he'd waited just a few seconds longer and remembered about that sizable vehicle he was transporting, he'd probably still have a job. Certified
Yeah.
dumb. A lack of foresight and common sense isn't limited to us common folk, though. While you'd think it'd take a genius to hack into the email account of a country's president, turns out it's easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because in 2012, Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's emails were hacked after he unwittingly used 12345 as the password for his
Oh my
emails.
God.
Maybe Assad assumed the password
President?
was so simple that no
Come
one would ever
on.
think he could possibly be
Jeez.
that dumb. But when you assume, you make an Assad out of human being. An even more troubling indicator of stupidity is the outrageous disregard for others. Usually spanning from a lack of empathy and unawareness of potential consequences, this can lead to harm far beyond the initial intentions. Florida man Craig Aylesworth made this abundantly clear back in 2009. Craig decided to settle a disagreement with one of his neighbors by making a Molotov cocktail
Whoa.
and throwing it at his neighbor's trailer.
Nice.
But on impact, the wind shifted and the roaring flames set fire to other surrounding vehicles, including
Oh,
Craig's own trailer.
man.
With his home destroyed as a result of his sincerely stupid attack, he was arrested with charges of arson. On the bright side, he didn't have to worry about finding another place to stay.
That's right.
But if there was ever a prime example
Oh,
of
no.
mind-blowing
Come
and
on.
stupid, outrageous disregard for others, it's this one from 2019. When a Russian plane caught ablaze after allegedly being struck by lightning, it managed to land at a nearby airport. But as passengers clamored to escape the growing inferno, others insisted on retrieving their luggage from the overhead lockers.
Seriously?
In the ensuing blockage, passengers who might have escaped were consumed by the flames, and the death toll was ultimately 41.
Oh, man.
But airline passengers aren't the only ones guilty of ironically inconsiderate actions. In 2018, a United Airlines flight attendant insisted that a passenger stow her bag in the overhead bin, even after the customer explained her puppy was in it. The passenger had no choice but to oblige, and by the time the plane landed, the puppy had died. Much to the
my
flight attendant's surprise,
God.
tiny, delicate living things don't fare too well in cramped lockers full of giant sliding luggage. One of the quickest
Oh.
ways to gauge someone's
That's
intelligence
terrible.
is to
That's
speak to
awful.
them,
That's
looking out for
terrible.
any of these upcoming markers of the non-genius. Firstly, there's the inability to listen, which includes constantly oversharing regardless of whether people actually want to hear you talk. Only caring about what you have to say is a clear indicator of lacking emotional intelligence and situational awareness. And there are few better examples of that than this woman, who was captured approaching the mic at a town hall meeting and reeling off a list of people who wronged her.
I just moved here because I'm getting a divorce. My husband will not give me any money. The lawyer won't help me. My husband won't help me. I have a 20-year-old daughter. She's going to college at St. Ambrose this fall. She is not helping me.
But the meeting's purpose was to discuss some rezoning in the town, not this lady's divorce, and her reaction when she's informed of this.
She just
says it
wanted
all.
somebody to listen, people.
What?
Still not convinced to zip it, she unleashes a full torrent of her irrelevant opinions as the other attendees laugh in disbelief.
Again, we're here to hear comments about the rezoning.
Well, I don't like Facebook. And I don't like the internet.
Sorry,
Okay.
Internet. Apparently she doesn't like you.
There's
Or her
nothing to do with
lawyer,
anything.
or her daughter.
Oh.
But as painful as that was to listen to, at least her ramblings were fairly articulate. In other cases, people's misuse and mispronunciations of words is what indicates they're a few fries short of a Happy Meal. They might even be trying to sound smart.
IR
and sounding
genius.
stupid, which is pretty ironic.
Hi,
And when I say ironic, I mean an occasion where the outcome is some type of reversal of what's expected.
Why?
Irony is not just an
Always
inconvenience or
open.
unfortunate coincidence, something people commonly get wrong. Using the word irregardless puts people in a similar category. Irregardless isn't a word. It's a portmanteau of regardless and irrespective. Even if it was a word, it actually means the opposite of those previous
I've never heard that one
A
before.
similar mark of
neither.
lower intelligence is when people say literally when they're actually speaking figuratively. Other mistakes are even more common, like using height instead of height, nuclear instead of nuclear, library instead of library, ax instead of ask, duct tape instead of duct tape.
Yep.
The list goes on. But as trivial as misusing words may seem, ineffective communication genuinely hampers your success. Research carried out by the Carnegie Institute of Technology found that only 15% of financial success comes from knowledge or technical skills. The remaining 85% comes from effectively communicating and negotiating both when speaking and listening. So if you've been going around with your fingers in your ear shouting literally irregardless of nuclear, you may want to reevaluate. A lack of logical thinking is another
That's
trigger
right.
for a stupid person.
Go get the
Putting
duct
two and
tape.
two together for these people usually ends with all the numbers on fire. But really, not being able to make connections that are obvious or that require a basic level of abstract thought are some of the textbook definitions of low intelligence. Like when a group of motorists parked up on a frozen lake in Wisconsin in well above freezing weather and ended up fishing for SUVs. I've got a feeling, but the ice melted isn't considered a valid excuse by insurance companies. Other times, illogical thinking
But
leads
the
people to
ice
overlook the
melted.
most obvious
It
solutions to their
sure
problems.
did.
Like this guy, who had the right basic idea of using a ladder to retrieve the cloth stuck overhead. The
Wow.
execution, however, wasn't so smart. When it comes to missing the
Breaks
obvious,
the pipe.
this guy's reaching new heights. But
Yeah,
sometimes
it's not.
illogical thinking comes from making the wrong connections entirely. Like the concerned citizen who reported a suspicious vehicle stopping in mailboxes along their street to the police. Upon investigation, the police found the owner of the suspicious vehicle was the mailman, delivering the mail. Could you imagine how that went down? This is the police. Drop your weapons. But that's nothing compared to a woman encountered by Reddit user JRA312 while working at a camping store. She approached the register with a canister of bear spray, asking whether she was supposed to just spray her kids from head to toe with it. Apparently, she thought it worked like insect repellent,
What?
but at least she asked first, or it could have been one painful camping trip.
Wow.
Other times, failing to join two very obvious dots can be a matter of unfortunate forgetfulness. LaDondrell Montgomery, for example, received a life sentence for armed robbery, but months later, his lawyer came across a solid alibi. LaDondrell had been in jail the day he was alleged to have carried out the robbery, a small detail he'd somehow forgotten during the trial. Superstition is another natural byproduct of failing to cultivate a logical mind. It leaves people at risk of being swept up in all sorts of ridiculous ideas as they fail to question and analyzing things with a rational eye. While this can sometimes be harmless, like sharing those like and share or your mother will die Facebook posts, they can also lead to some pretty dark places.
Yeah.
Like the
that's
time in
accurate.
2017 when a South African pastor encouraged his congregation to drink water laced with rat poison to
Oh.
prove their faith and heal their spiritual sickness. Blinded by their irrational superstitions of being considered impure, several members of the congregation
Oh,
took a drink.
God,
Thankfully,
why?
no one was seriously harmed, but had the poison been slightly less diluted, their superstition could have easily resulted in their
Oh,
deaths.
man.
The worst part is, because no one died, the pastor probably thought it worked. As the last example highlights, some of the most immediately obvious indicators of stupidity are consistent failures of self-preservation. These failures usually involve mixing a lack of self-awareness with a total inability to consider how your dumb choices
Remember
might
that
ultimately
episode.
cause you some serious harm. Like amateur photographer Mecky Jady, who was snapped by another photographer attempting to get a shot of an airplane landing at an airport famous for its
Oh.
nerve-wreakingly low plane descents. Narrowly avoiding decapitation, Jady did manage to get a decent shot,
Holy crap.
albeit at the cost of his
He got
intellectual
lucky.
reputation.
Got really.
Similarly,
We're talking
this
about
girl
being at
jumped
the
to the
wrong
wrong
place at the
conclusions
wrong
when she
time.
tried to use these giant lily pads
Oh,
as stepping stones. Considering
on.
this is what the undersides of lily pads look like, those nasty thorns probably ensured she wouldn't make the mistake again. But it doesn't get much
Ow.
worse than people whose stupidity lands them in the type of trouble that ultimately ends up costing other people time and money. Case in point, the alarmingly common trend of adults getting themselves stuck in children's
jeez.
playground equipment. Like this 40-year-old woman, for whom emergency services had to be called after she got stuck in a kid's swing. Or these doofuses who also had to be cut free. And then there's these guys whose antics were legendarily dumb.
How do you get
enough to be
stuck in
immortal.
something like that?
Inside.
It seems
I don't
having those lowest
understand.
moments reenacted by Danny DeVito is the ultimate goal for these people. What a life. Sometimes dangerously dumb people unite to jump on board.
Do they
and
climb up there and then
trend
deliberately
with
jump
disastrous
down?
consequences.
That's
Like in 2014,
really that
when
we're
pranksters
underneath
launched a
and
fake
then
Apple advert
try to
announcing
stand
that
up
you
in
could
it.
recharge your iPhone by microwaving it. Twitter was soon flooded with complaints from owners who tested the update, only to have their phones catch fire.
There's metal in it.
Honestly,
Dummies.
though, if you're dumb enough to fall for that, you probably deserve it. But arguably the most clearly defined mark of united idiocy is a relatively recent trend. Viral social media
Yeah, it
challenges.
looks lovely.
Specifically 2018's Tide Pod Challenge, which saw teenagers chowing down on the detergent capsules for online recognition. Tide Pods may look like candy, but they sure don't taste
Kill
like
you.
it. And it took several deaths and dozens of hospitalizations before the moronic trend stopped.
I remember
If
when that was
intelligence
going
matters to
around.
you even a little bit, please don't eat Tide
There was
Pods.
little kids even doing
As
it.
historian Carlos
Getting
Sepulveda once said, a stupid person is the
really
most
sick.
dangerous type of person there is. We've certainly seen this in all the examples I've mentioned today. They're not only dangerous to themselves, but to others too. And when they bunch together and form groups, they are dangerous to society as a whole. So take this knowledge and share it with the world to raise awareness. And for the love of all that's holy, don't be stupid. Do you have any stories of people doing
Please be
seriously
smarter than
stupid
these
stuff?
people
Yeah.
on the videos
All
All
here.
it takes is
Thanks
just
for
a little
watching.
common sense.
Yeah.
Is soap gonna make you sick?
You would think.
Let me ponder that for a moment. I'm not quite sure if it will or not.
Oh, jeez. Thanks for watching tonight, guys. We
Oh,
hope you guys
yes.
enjoyed the video. And
We love you.
be sure to hit that subscribe button and let us know what you think. And hit that like button.
Yep. We need all the help we can get.
Yep.
We need to hear from everybody that watches these things.
Yeah.
It's just like I said, it's for shits and giggles. But anyway, we love you guys.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you
thanks for
so
watching,
much, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yes, we'll
Yep.
see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you later.